Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we're having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy Special. So what better place to be than here with me? Hope you guys are ready to get this morning started. I know I am. I hope you had a good day on yesterday. I hope you enjoyed the show yesterday. Please make sure you share, because sharing is caring. And if your friends and family don't have Facebook, where you gonna send them? Y'all should know this stuff by now. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, what? Send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Good morning, and how do you do? It's gonna be a good morning. It's gonna be an amazing day, simply because we said so. How about that? It's gonna be a great day. Something I was gonna tell you guys. I pulled an all-nighter last night. Your girl worked hard. You hear me? Real hard last night. That's okay. I had a great Purpose Partners call yesterday, so that was fun. We had a great time with that. So let's get right into the quote and the thought of the day. I'm just trying to share this show to one other place, y'all. That's all I'm doing. Welcome. If this is your first time joining the Fearless Morning Show, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I thank you for taking time out to watch the Fearless Morning Show, to be a part of our listening audience. I like that. Thank you for being a part of our listening audience. It sounds like I'm on TV for real, right? We're practicing. We are receiving all things. Good morning, Kimberly. We are receiving all things, okay? So, yes, let's practice. Thank you for being a part of our listening audience. So, on this great, I'm just sharing this over to the Fearless Morning Show page. Yeah, I really tried to migrate over there, but you guys seem to have liked this page better. So, good morning, Kiva. So, here we are. All right, so let's get right into the quote of the day. The quote of the day. The place, I got the sticky note here. The place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there and still on your feet. And that is by Stephen King. I love that quote. It says, let me read it again. The place where you stood, the place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there and still on your feet. And that is by Stephen King. And if you think about it, because when I read it, I was like, wait a minute, it does matter where I took a stand and what I'm standing for. You know, I tried to make it big. But essentially, it's really simple. Where you made your stand didn't matter. It is the fact that you stood there and you still on your feet, which leads us to today's topic. But you still did it though. But it happened. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is that you did it. That's the main thing. You took your stand, you're still standing, and you're still on your feet. And that is the main thing. I want to try to keep things really simple, right? I want to try to keep things really simple in our understanding in what we're doing and all of these things, that we understand that, yes, it's important that we took a stand or that we continue to take one. It is also more urgently important the fact that you did it. That you took the time to make a stand. You took the time to make a statement. You took the time to honor yourself. You took the time to do the work that was required, and you're still standing. That's what's important. So on this wonderful Thursday, my question to you is, but did you do it though? Is that not the main thing? But JoJo, I did it. That is amazing. Because now we're in the action phase and we're no longer in the talking phase. Now we're in the receiving phase of things and we're not in the thought process of things. But did you do it though? Where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there and still on your feet. Where is your there? Where is it that you're going to make that declaration, that statement, your stand? And here's the thing. Again, I don't want us to get caught up and think we have to be the dramatics and make this big proclamation. I, today, JoJo Waddell, am going to start my journey on your declaration to yourself could simply be, okay, JoJo, this is day one. Let's get it. That is your declaration. That is it. Because the main thing is that you did it. But you did it, though. You did it. And can we celebrate? We talked about that last night. Celebrating all things. Can we celebrate that? That yes, you took a stand. And yes, you're changing your mind and you're doing all the wonderful things. Can we celebrate the fact that you are even open-minded enough to get to this point? Can we be excited about that? Can we pat ourselves on the back that we made a decision that this is our day one, that we're moving forward, that we have a statement, that we want more, all the things? Can we celebrate that? Can we celebrate that just for 1 minute that you did it? You today woke up and said, this is day one. I'm not fixing to go back to day two. Yesterday. I'm ready to move forward to day two. You have opened your mind up to all the possibilities of your miracle, right? You're understanding your natural progression. You got all the things. You got all the quotes. You got all the thoughts. You got all the feelings. And now, because before, and this is why I said we got to celebrate all the things, and this quote made sense to me because the place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there and still on your feet. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing? What mattered is that at that point that you took a stand, that you decided, I'm going to honor myself from this point forward. What matters is it's right there. You stopped being a hoarder of knowledge and you started taking action on the knowledge that you already had. See, I can... Listen, I love to talk, dog. I can talk to you all day, and I can tell you something, and I can give you this and whatever you may need, and so can anybody else. But until you honor yourself with the action phase of of the information you received, you're an information hoarder. You are gaining information never to use it. And so where you take your stand is never as important as the fact that you're doing it. But you did it though. You honored yourself with action, period. You didn't say, you know what, I learned this today and I'm going to let me think about it. Well, you've been thinking for 2 years, 2 months. You've been thinking for 10 years, man. You back and forth, you wishy-washy. That's why where you take the stand never matters. It matters when you do it. It matters when you as it says, the buck stops here, when you actually do the work and you take the stand and you're still on your feet. You may be a little shaky because you're new to this. That's okay. The point is that you took the stand. The place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there and still on your feet. So where is your there at today? Because we're talking about the main thing is that you did it. That's the main thing. We can be, I can be scared all day, but did I do it? I can be nervous all day, but did I do it? I can say I am my sister's keeper, but when my sister called me, am I there? The main thing is, did you do it though? And if you're in a doing phase of it, where you make the stand, yeah, and I will put the caveat on it that, yeah, it does make a difference where you make your stand, symbolically, blah, blah, blah. But when you get down to the basics, but did you do it though? Did you take the action? Did you take the step? Did you feel it out? Did you? Some of us, we're not willing to trust our ankles to support us. We're not willing to trust our own body weight to carry us because we've been sitting so long. We've been laying down so long that now that you're up into the action, you're wanting to be. Here's the thing. You're wanting to be up in the action phase. You're wanting to take the stand and do the movement and stand on the thing. It's hard because you've been laying down your whole life and not physically, mentally. Your brain is a muscle just like the rest of your body. And so here you are trying to make a stand or understand what it is that you're going to do. Honey, that muscle is wore out, it's tired. Because you never allowed it the possibility to think that it could be transformed into something amazing. Now, that's not your brain's fault. That's your fault. Here's the thing. It's not anybody's fault that you're not living up to your potential of greatness. That's your responsibility. Again, let's go back to kids. Your children have no idea that they can't be great. They have no idea that they cannot change the world. Your niece and nephew have no clue or concept. They have no concept of any hindrance in their minds. They just don't. Because nobody's ever told them until they met you. And then you told them what they could and could not do. You are the only person who assumes that you're not able to make that move or to able to make that stand. The place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there and still on your feet. So on this wonderful Thursday, my question is, but did you do it though? Did you make the stand? Did we talk ourselves to death? Some of us can talk ourselves to death about a thing, about a situation, about, well, JoJo, I'm unsettled. I don't know one way or another which way I want to go. I've said all of those words. And we can say them, but at some point you got to make a decision. And if you never make a decision, you're never going to make a stand. If you're never going to make a stand, then you're going to accept your current situation. And if you're going to accept your current situation, you now have just removed your excuse of complaining because you are accepting it as so. But did you do it though? This is where we at today. Because you can be a hoarder of information. Good morning, Alicia. You could be a hoarder of all the things. But until you honor yourself with the action of it, you're just a hoarder of information. The place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there and still on your feet. Making a stand doesn't have to be this dramatic thing. Making a stand is, this is my day one. I'm doing this today. Kim, I'm guilty too. I'm guilty. And we will talk ourselves to, I'm a fast talker. I can talk myself into and out of a lot of things. Watch me. I can do it in 2.5 seconds. And in that 2.5 seconds is where I make my decision of taking that stand. You have got to learn to trust your body. Trust them ankles. They got you. Trust your knees. They ain't never failed you yet. They're a little shaky when you walk because they're not used to you stretching them beyond their current capacity. They don't know the reality of how far they can go because you never challenged them. You never challenged yourself. So you can't tell me what you can't do. You can't tell me what you can't accomplish, what you can't think is too hard. You can't I need you to validate that statement. Is it a valid statement? JoJo, I can't do that. Why is that valid? Why is that true for you? But did you try though? Show me at what point beyond your mind and your mouth that you stood and allowed the thing to happen, or that you even tried. Now you can validate your statement. Otherwise, your statement is absolutely null and void. It makes no sense. Ain't no need you saying it, because right now all you are doing is making excuses for not taking responsibility for the thing that you know you need to do, and you do not feel like stretching yourself because it hurts. It's uncomfortable. Growth was never meant to be easy. It was meant to challenge us, because challenge equals change. You ain't gonna get that six-pack by eating 6 packs of cookies. It just ain't gonna happen. So the question is, but did you do it though? So it doesn't matter the stand that you want to make, or the declaration that you want to proclaim. It doesn't matter, boo, until you trust that shaky right knee. Till you trust that twisted ankle. You see what I'm saying? You got to do the action of it first. You got to make your statement valid to me. Is your statement valid? Or because if you want to talk, hey, I got you for talking. I can talk all day. But when it comes to the action part of, you can't tell me I can't, I don't know. That's what I tell my kids. Saying I don't know and I can't does not exist in this household. You cannot come and tell me that. I will stop listening to you. Mommy, I can't. I tune you out. Because we're only dealing with action-oriented statements. I don't understand how to accomplish this yet. Can you help me? Girl, I got you, boo. Let me help you. Because I can't and I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. No. We in the action phase over here. Because you can talk yourself in and out of whatever. Again, here's the power of you. Look at how amazing you are. You just talked a whole human, yourself. You overrode your internal system to say, you can't do this. Why, girl, why can't I do it? Girl, you know you overweight, but so I still want to do it. Girl, you know you got a bad ankle. You know you got a bad knee. You know your mind ain't right. You know your patience is thin. You know you ain't got no money. And you stood there and convinced your whole internal being. And if you're a God's girl, your internal being is him talking to you. So you overrode what he was trying to tell you to convince yourself that you could not do it. And that is how powerful you are. And that's what you want to use your superpower for today? Okay. But what you going to do though? Can we move to the action phase of that? Now that we know that you're going to talk yourself out of it, what you going to do though? Where you make your stand never matter. The fact is that you are there and you're still on your feet. All that matters is that you took the step. Trust yourself. You will make the right decision. That's why we stuck. That's why we ain't moving. You're questioning whether you're going to make the right decision. You will. I promise. Trust yourself. And listen. Even if the off chance that you do not make the right decision about this current thing, guess what amazing thing will happen? JoJo, that was a bad decision, girl. Yeah. Do you forgive yourself? Here's some grace, JoJo. Oh, girl, thank you. I needed that grace. Next decision, please. Just because you made one decision that may not have worked out, or that one decision ended badly, life doesn't stop at one decision. You understand what I'm saying? Life doesn't stop because you became a single parent. Life doesn't stop because you got divorced. It doesn't. You stopped it. Everything that is currently happening to you that is not happening and you want it to happen and it's not, it's because of you. Right there is where you're using your superpower that you have as a human to override your God-given natural ability, because the natural progression of you is greatness, and you're using your superpower to supersede and override your greatness to lack. And this is where your circle of crazy can get real interesting. This is where it becomes an inferno. It gets faster and faster, and honey, you so dizzy and lightheaded, you don't know what to do. Trust yourself. Even if you made a bad decision the last time, it's okay. At least you made one. At least you made it, boo. Come on, let's make another one. And that's the good thing. The more you exercise that decision-making ability, the more you get good at it. The more you can do it. You think you had kids and instantaneously knew how to channel a whole human to navigate this world? No. You had to trust your ability to do so. Good morning, Tiffany. So on this wonderful Thursday, I got a little upset. I'm sorry. I was feeling that because I just want to know, but what you going to do though? Trust yourself. That's what you're going to do. Trust yourself. The place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were still there and on your feet. And this quote is by Stephen King, by the way. Stephen King is one of my favorite authors. I love all of his books, even though they scare me half to death. That's the quote of the day. The fearless thought of the day is, but the main thing is, did you take action though? That's the main thing. Let's not talk ourselves to death about a thing and not do a thing. Good morning, Leah. Let's not do that. We're in the action phase of it. And the only reason why you are questioning this step is because you are now doing, your body is sitting upright when you've been laying down on all your decision-making abilities. You've been lax in all your thought processes. So now you're trying to exercise that muscle, right? You got to give your ankles time to readjust to the new weight that you're giving them. Give your body time to readjust. The point is that you're making the stand. That's the main thing, is that you did it. So I want you to validate your statement. Not with me, because I'm JoJo from North Carolina. Remember, we're not saying I'm just, who am I? I'm just JoJo. No, that's who you are. You're just this person. Make the decision. So I want you to validate your statement with yourself. If you use your superpower to override your God-given right to have less, the least you can do is validate your statement with yourself. Right? So validate your statement. You're telling me what you cannot do. Okay. You can't go nowhere. You can't work out. You can't eat right. You told me all the things you cannot do, but validate that statement with something other than your words. But did you try though? That's a good question. Where are you guys from? I don't know. I know South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. Those are the main three. So validate your statement you owe it to yourself today. If you are going to talk yourself out of something, can you give yourself a good reason why you ain't fixing to do this? Because I want to know, but did you do it though? What you gonna do? Because you can listen, y'all. You can quote the Bible, right? You can tell me all the scriptures. We can have Bible study together. And I used to have a prayer circle that we used to pray every morning at 6 a.m. when I was a first lady. 6 a.m. every morning, it was me and 3 ladies. We had prayer. And I continued that for, God, years. We can have prayer together. You can have a prayer circle. You can have a sister circle. You can do all the things. You can recite all of it. Right? But it ain't mattering, and I'm getting real country. It ain't mattering if you ain't doing it. You see what I'm saying? Oh, the Lord is great, and Lord Jesus did, but you ain't doing it though. So this is where you're an information hoarder. This is where you're not a doer of the word. You a listener of the word. You listen and you read all the books. You listen to all the things. But you're not a doer of anything. And so you're using your superpower to cultivate, to grow and here's the crazy thing. You're growing your arsenal of knowledge. You can tell me everything I want to know about self-help, about Jesus, about running a business, about all of that. But you can't validate your statement with me about why you ain't do it, though. So can we do that today? Can we validate our statements? I need to know, I need to have a valid reason why you are unable to do the thing that you said you wanted to do. Because here, listen, let's take medical out of this. I'm going to make this real simple, real easy for y'all. Don't use your medical history as a reason. Your brain ain't broke. Your mind is fully functional. And it is working at its full capacity. You want to know why? Because you used your superpower to convince yourself that you can't do it. So clearly your mind is not broke. So let's take out any medical, oh, well, JoJo, I got these. We're not talking medical problems. We're talking mind issues here. So I need you to validate to me why you're not doing the thing. If the main function that controls controls everything else. This is working fine. And so if the change begins here, I need you to validate why you're not doing it, though. Because the main thing is that you did it. You did something. Allow your brain to exercise itself. Allow itself to stretch. Science, the muscle you don't use, you lose. Right? And now that you're trying to exercise that muscle, allow it the freedom to do so. Allow it the freedom to stretch and grow. Use it at its full capacity. Can we do that this morning? On this, it's a beautiful Thursday. So my question is, did you do it though? As my daddy said, keep the main thing, JoJo. He said the main thing is, did you take your blankety blank in there and do what I told you to do? That's what my daddy would say. And I'd be like, no. He said, keep the main thing. Go do what I told you to do. Now, when you finish that, then we can talk. Because you ain't done what I told you to do in the first place. Kim, I got plenty. And we all have plenty. That's when we got to trust us. Trust that right ankle. Trust that, for me, it's my right kneecap. Trust that right kneecap. It got you. It ain't gonna fail you. It feels shaky because you never used it. That's why it feels shaky. That's why when you start to exercise your brain, you feel like it is oozing out of your ears because you never used it to its full capacity. It's okay. It got you. Exercise it daily. Did you do it though? So let's take it in bite-sized pieces, right? We don't want to get overwhelmed. I do things in bite-sized pieces. So the bite size is, this is day one. Today, I'm going to do for just 1 to 2 minutes this thing. Good morning. For 1 to 2 minutes, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to move on this. That's why the place where you made your stand never mattered. The point is that you made it and you're still here. Even if you're standing with shaking ankles and kneecaps and your elbows are bruised, and your hair all over your place. Boo, you did it though. Let's keep the main thing. You did it. And there you are. Look at you validating all of your excuses. Validating that you can do something. Sometimes you got to prove yourself wrong. Again, you can talk yourself into and out of whatever you want. But I need you to validate that. Tell me why. Not for me, but for you. You owe that to yourself. You downplaying your own power and your own gift. But why though? Because you're scared. Okay, I understand. JoJo, I'm nervous. I ain't never done this before. Boo, I know. But guess what happens? The more you do it, the less and less you become afraid. As what's my quote by Audrey? She said, the more that I focus on my purpose, it becomes less and less important whether I'm afraid. I love that quote. The more you do it, is the more you do it. The more you do it, the more you strengthen yourself. the more that ankle is strengthened, the more that 6-pack and not 6-pack of cookies comes into play. The more you do it, the more confident you are in your decision-making ability. You're scared now because, yeah, you made some bad decisions and you don't trust yourself to make any more. Boo, you can make the next right decision. You can. I promise. But you got to make one. You not making one is you making one too. How's that working out? You ain't made a decision about a thing. How is that working? Is that serving you? Is it giving you what you need? You not making a decision about something that is life-changing. Is it serving you? So let's go back to validating our statements with ourselves. You have told me why you cannot do things. They're all valid. Let's take out the physical part. Jojo, I physically cannot do this. Like you don't understand my back, my high blood pressure. You don't understand my diabetes. But the main part of your body here is not broke. This ain't. It all starts here. It doesn't start here. It starts here. So if you start this part first, everything else will follow underneath it. That is a guarantee. That is a scientific fact. Please Google that. If you change your mind, you absolutely can change your physical condition. Absolutely. If you change your mind, you can absolutely change your physical condition. Now, at this point, you can argue me up and down and say, Jojo, but you don't understand. This is where you're going to use your superpower to override your greatness, to convince yourself that you are broken when you are not. Are convinced that we're broken and we're not healed or we're not whole. Don't nobody want to love me because this. Some of us are convincing ourselves that there's something wrong with us when boo, they ain't blank wrong with you. The only thing that's wrong is that you refuse to exercise this because you're afraid it's going to run out of here, and that you're going to have to change something in your life, that you're going to have to trust your ankles and your feet to stand and no longer lay down or no longer think about things. You're just going with the flow. That's what's wrong. If we can be simple with it, right? Your physical condition is a manifest. Now, listen, I understand that there are illnesses in this world that you cannot control. I absolutely understand all of that. I'm just talking about, can we exercise this muscle first? If we exercise this muscle first, I want you to understand the physical change that can come over your body. Whether that is your health improving, your mindset improving, your words improving, the way you carry yourself improving. If you start here, your brain will not ooze out of your ears. You will not die if you make a decision. You have a superpower. You do. What you using it for? Because right now, your superpower that could take you to greatness and beyond, you are allowing it to cripple you. You are allowing it to hinder you. You are allowing your superpower to stop you in your tracks from growing. You are allowing your superpower, it ain't even allowing, you're feeding it. You are feeding every fear, every anxiety. You feed that thing daily. It's your baby. You have cultivated it so that you have, oh Lord, you have grown to love the thing that stops you from growing. You have grown to love the thing that inhabits you from taking the next step. You have grown to love your limitations. You have cultivated it so much. You have used your superpower so good, so well, that you have come to love all of your limiting beliefs, thoughts, and ideas. You love them. And the minute that someone says you can have more, you protect your limiting thoughts and belief system like a lion protecting his cub. You're fighting for your limitations. You will go down in flames trying to convince me that you are not great. You will go against every grain of your greatness to convince me and the world around you that you cannot do something because this. You're validating all of your limitations, and you're not even giving your limitlessness, your greatness, a chance to breathe or grow. Wow. That's good. You are cultivating and growing your baby of your own limitations. You feed it daily. And you get mad when somebody says, validate this. Why is that true? But why though? Why do you believe that? And you get angry. And we did a whole show that you get mad when somebody questions your story. When somebody questions your self-limitations that you imposed. You're going to get mad. I'm here, JoJo, because I got a bad back and I got a bad knee. And you know I got these medical problems. And you know I'm overweight. And you know, JoJo, I'm scared of this. You mad at me and you fighting for your own limitations. You are respecting your limitations better than you respecting your power. You are respecting your own limitations more than you are respecting the power that you can do. You are respecting your limitations. You are honoring them. And you're going to get downright mad and upset and ugly when somebody challenges the self-concept of you. Because your self-concept of yourself, to other people, we'd be like, but if you just thought for 1 second different, you know you could have a different outcome. But because you are convinced that you're going to use your superpower to protect your limitations of why you can't, you will never see the reason why you can. You will never see that your superpower can be to this side of greatness and not this side of lack. Some of us are purposefully living in lack. We have grown to love it. We have grown to like every stitch and movement of it. It's comfortable to us because if I don't require more, more is not required of me. If I don't push myself outside of my limiting belief system, no one is going to require me to push myself. See, I've gotten comfortable in saying I can't do because I got a bad back. My right kneecap is angry. My ankles ain't no joke. They bad. I can use that and I can defend it. And I can use my superpower to focus on all of my limitations that I have that I am assuming I cannot do because that's where I want to put my energy. Today, I want you to validate your statement with yourself. Don't do it with me or for me, but validate your excuse with yourself. Make it make sense. And this is why you don't want to join the 5-day self-care is Gangster Guided Journey. This is why you don't want to take no time for yourself. This is why you fill up every second of your day with noise and talking and people. Because you don't want to be by yourself for 1 minute. You don't want to be alone because the second that you're alone with yourself is the second the inner you that you keep overriding is going to say, JoJo, what the hell are you doing? Why are we living this way? Why are you accepting this? Why are you protecting all of your limitations? And you don't want to have that conversation with yourself. That is very clear why you will never start a journey. That is clear why you can never move. That is clear why you will never start a thing. Now, please understand, some people are perfectly happy where they are. And that's okay. Because they have come to the understanding that this is what I am and I absolutely love it. But for those of you who you feel like this every day, you don't know why. You trying to figure it out, laying down. You trying to figure it out, not making a thought process. You trying to figure it out, not making a decision. You trying to figure it out by protecting your limitations, by insisting that is the reason why you cannot do. Take some time to be by yourself today. and allow the real you to talk to you and allow them to have that real conversation. Because when I had that conversation with JoJo, she tells me, what are you doing? Now, what part of you thought this was going to make sense for you not to do? So, you telling me you can't do this thing because why? Validate your statement with yourself. So you mean to tell me you have a superpower that is so amazing, you're overriding your soul to insist that your being is less than. That's what you're going to use your superpower for. Okay. Then don't complain about what you get from your superpower. Don't complain that you don't like your job. We don't want to hear that. Don't complain that you don't like how your body look or you don't like this double chin. We not checking for no parts of that. Keep the main thing the main thing. But did you do it though? So wherever you make your stand, it doesn't matter. What matters is you made a decision. You are moving forward and you're still standing. Your still standing may look like you standing on your pinky toe and balancing with one hand, but you there, boo. Your standing may look like your elbows are scratched up and your hair got dirt in it and you got a little dirt in your mouth. You know when you fell when you was a kid, you got dirt in your mouth and grit in your mouth? But guess what? You got up though, right? So can we keep the main thing the main thing? What you gonna do though? Validate your statement with yourself today. Validate your statement. Convince yourself how you're going to continue to use your superpower on insisting that you cannot do what you need to do. Validate that with yourself today. Give yourself some space to think that thought today. And then see what you come up with. Most time, if you're like me, it's like, girl, this here is funny. I cannot believe, first of all, that you try to convince her. You try to convince yourself, JoJo, that you couldn't do that. And it's plain and simple. I want to have a bookstore. Here's where I use my superpower to say I can instead of I can't. I want to have a bookstore. Call your purpose partners and tell them. Okay. I want to have a bookstore, but I got my books, but I don't know how to get other books. And I don't know. Use your superpower to research how to start a bookstore. Well, I really want to have a retreat and I don't know how. Have the retreat. You figure out it. Here's the thing. You figure out how to stay in your limitations. You figure out every day how you are going to live on less than what you need as a human. You figure that out every day on purpose. You figure out how to live under minimum wage on purpose. You figure out how to deal with a crazy relationship on purpose. You figure out how to deal with your crazy mama on purpose. You figure out how to deal with that friend you don't like on purpose. You figure out everything else. So you mean to tell me you cannot then use that superpower to figure out what you can do? It's all in perspective. You assume that you have no power. You assume that you have no control of your immediate environment. When, boo, you are controlling your immediate environment. You are cultivating, remember focus? You are cultivating and growing that bad boy, and it is out of control. It's a jungle in there. And you're screaming, but JoJo, no, you don't understand. And I'm telling you, I see the weeds, and you're growing them quite nicely. It's very simple, but yet we want to make it complicated. It's very easy. So on this wonderful Thursday, it's going to be a beautiful, amazing day. The fearless quote of the day. The place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there and still on your feet. That is by Stephen King. Right? And the fearless thought of the day is, and I put it in real English, the main thing is that you did it. But my JoJo North Carolina Far City is, but did you do it though? Did you do it? What are you going to use your superpower for today? Are you going to validate your self-imposed limitations? Are you going to get mad because somebody made you question your self-concept of yourself? How dare you tell me what I can and cannot do, JoJo? I know what I can do. And when I tell you I can't do it, that's what I mean. I can't do it. But why are you mad at me? I just ask a question. You're mad because now There's two people sitting inside of you. Your inner being, which God himself is allowed to talk to, and the you that you present to the world. And so you're mad because the you that you present to the world is being called out. And the God in you is like, but I'm just asking questions. Because you came with a operating manual. As a human, you came with an operating manual. It said you are great. It said you are born with greatness. It said you can do anything that you want. You even have dominion over this earth, and you have the free will to think whatever thought that you want. It said that you have life and death in your mouth. That was your operating manual. Go read your Bible. It tells you how to operate yourself. So then the you that you decide to present to the world ignores your operating manual, and you're malfunctioning. And you're not operating correctly. And so when somebody says, excuse me, in your operating manual, because remember we're a small business and taking ownership, and in section 7.5 and line 10, it said you were going to operate in all your greatness here. This is what it said. You then are going to get mad because you have worked really hard to convince other people that you cannot. You worked really hard to convince the God in you that you cannot. And then you're going to get mad when somebody asks you about it. But if you simply look at your operator's manual, it says you can. You are insisting. It says you came with superpowers. And you're using your superpower to impose your own limitations. It begins here. The first step to live past crazy is to be quiet. And some of us don't want that. Because then the God in us, the universe in us, whomever you pray to, whatever you believe, the thing that's inside of you, when you get quiet, it's going to remind you, this is not what I built you for. This is not what I sent you here for. Why are you doing this? Why is it so important to you that you honor everything that is against who you were created to be? So on this wonderful Thursday, it's going to be an amazing day. I just want to ask you a question. Are you going to validate your statement with yourself today? The place where you made your stand doesn't matter. The point is that you made it. But did you make a decision, though? Keep the main thing the main thing. Don't honor your limitations. Honor the fact that you are limitless. Okay? Take the end off of that. You are limitless today. So on this wonderful Thursday, please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. If I've said anything that has helped you, please let me know so I know that I'm not talking to myself. I greatly appreciate it. If it was something you could use, please take it. If it was nothing you could use, please leave it for someone else. And if it was something you could use, please share it with another sister or a brother so that they can then use it to share it with their family. We can change the community and we will change the world. It's that easy and it's that simple. You still time to join the Self-Care as Gangster journey. You can still join that bit.ly/Gangster Care. You can sign up over there. Be quiet today and allow yourself to think the thought, okay? I want you to be peaceful, period. Because there's nothing after that. Thank you, Kiva. There's nothing after that, okay? I want you to have an amazing Thursday. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows. And I hope you have an amazing Thursday. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.